Morning, first graders. Today is May 11th, 2020. It is Monday. Today what we're going to do in math is I'm going to tell you a story about a boy and a girl named Sarah and Sammy, and also about this picnic basket. So picnic baskets are things that we put sandwiches in and fruit in to have a picnic in a park. All right, so I'm going to tell you the story now. I'm going to make myself go away, but you're going to hear me still. Okay. So Sarah and her little brother Sammy were spending the weekend in the country with their grandma. The two children were really bored. They had played every game and read every book in the house, and they couldn't think of anything to do. Finally, Grandma said, "Sarah, why don't you go look upstairs in the attic? I think you'll find my old picnic basket up there somewhere. You and Sammy can pack a nice lunch in that basket and take it out to the big tree down by the park. I'm going to go over to my neighbor's house for a little bit, but you know where to find everything, right?" "Right, Grandma. I'll take care of it." Sarah ran upstairs to the attic. It was hot, dark, and dusty, but Sarah was determined to find the basket. She looked everywhere, and she finally found it in the corner under a pile of old blankets. She grabbed it, ran downstairs, set it on the kitchen table, and started making sandwiches. Her brother Sammy came into the kitchen. "What's that, Sarah?" "It's a picnic basket. I'm packing a lunch for us to take down to the big tree. I already put a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in there for you." "Can I see?" Without waiting for Sarah's reply, Sammy lifted the lid and peered in the basket. "How come there are two peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in there? I thought you didn't like peanut butter and jelly." Sarah frowned. "I don't like peanut butter and jelly, and I only put one sandwich in there. But come look, there are two sandwiches in here." "I don't know what you're talking about, Sammy." "Here, Sammy, can you do me a favor? Can you put these two apples in the basket?" Sammy took the two apples from Sarah and put them in the basket. He closed the lid and waited a minute. He had a funny feeling about this basket. He opened the lid again and saw not two, but 4 apples sitting inside. He grabbed some of the napkins sitting on the table and counted them very carefully. 1, 2, 3. And put them in the basket, closed the lid, and opened it again. He reached inside slowly and carefully took the napkins out and counted them again. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 napkins. "Sarah, this is really weird," he said. "What are you talking about?" Sarah whirled around and saw 2 sandwiches, 4 apples, and 6 napkins sitting on the table next to the basket. "What are you doing? Where did that stuff come from?" "It's this basket. It makes more things. If you put something in it, you get more out." "That's impossible." "This is one of your pranks, isn't it? Try it for yourself and see." Sarah glanced over and saw 4 oranges. She grabbed the bowl, dumped the oranges into the basket, closed the lid, and slowly opened it. To her surprise, she saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 oranges. Sarah ran out of the kitchen and came back with 5 of his favorite cars. "I wonder if that works with things you can't eat, like these toys." He dropped the little cars into the basket, closed the lid, waited for a second, and opened it again. Now, first graders, what I want you to do right now is make a prediction. What do you think? How many cars do you think Sammy's going to pull out of this basket? Oops. All right. So pause your video, make a guess. I will see you in the next video, and I'll talk about it. Graders, so I just asked you what would happen if Sammy put in 5 cars into this picnic basket. And some of you already have an answer. Some of you already think that maybe it's going to be 8. Some of you think maybe it's going to be 10. Some of you might think it's 1,000,000. So let's see if your answer is correct. Let's really quickly revisit all the things that we put into the basket. So first thing they put in was 1 sandwich. And how many sandwiches came out? 2 sandwiches. And then they put in 2 apples. And how many apples came out? 4 apples, good. And then they put in 1, 2, 3 napkins. And how many napkins came out of the basket? 6 napkins. Now, as I'm putting these numbers into this chart, I want you to pay attention to a pattern. Do you notice a pattern that's happening with this number that comes in and the number that comes out? Okay, so then Sarah put in 4 oranges. And then how many oranges came out? 8 oranges. Good job. And then Sammy was like, I wonder what would happen if I put in 5 toy cars. And he wasn't sure how many came out of the basket. So how many do you think is coming out of the basket? What do you notice that's happening with the things that go into the basket and how many come out of the basket? Good. Somebody said, I'm noticing that it's doubling. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 3 is 6. 4 plus 4 is 8. That's a really good observation. So using that observation, what can we say about this toy car? We can say 5 plus 5 is 10 toy cars. Let's see if that is true. So we just discovered that we think that 10 toy cars come out. So Sammy opens the basket and he pulls out 10 toy cars. Let's see if that's true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What? So Sammy wants to see what happens if it works with non-living, with also living things. So he goes out into the backyard and he collects a bunch of insects. So he collects 10 insects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 insects, and he puts them in the picnic basket. Now, knowing what we know, how many insects do you think might come out? So let's check our chart really quickly. So I put 10 insects here. How many is going to come out here? Remember our rule where we had this was doubling this side and this was doubling on this side, and 4 plus 4 was 8, 5 plus 5 was 10. So what do you think? 10 plus 10 is 20. So let's see, 20 insects. Let's see if that is true. So they put in 10, and then Sammy opened the box and he found 10 insects. That is crazy. So Grandma came back to the kitchen at that very minute. She took one look at the sandwiches, the apples, the napkins, the oranges, the toy cars, scattered all over the table, and Sammy tried to catch all the bugs that flew out of the basket. And Grandma started laughing. She took the blanket out of Sam's arms and set it gently on the floor. She sat down, pulled Sarah and Sammy into her lap, and said, what a time you had while I was gone. I always wondered if the old doubling basket would really work. You mean this isn't the picnic basket? Asked Sarah. No, honey. I should have gone up to the attic with you. The picnic basket's hanging up on the wall, probably too high to see. My grandma gave me this doubling basket many years ago. She told me to keep it safe and not to use it unless I absolutely had to. It's been in our family for more than 100 years, and so far, we've never had to use it. I guess I should have found it better. First graders, today in math, what we did was we read a story about Grandma and her doubling basket. So it had a rule that whenever you put something in the basket, it got doubled. So if you put in 1 sandwich, it came out 2 sandwiches. If you put in 2 apples, 4 apples came out. So what you're going to do today is you're going to practice that in your packet. So what you're going to do is you're going to find this page with the cute little robots. It says function sheets. It also has today's date on it. I'm going to do the first one with you so you understand what to do. So This is very much like the basket we did. So if we put 5, the rule is we add 1. So if we put 1 in, we add 1 more, then how many is going to come out? 6. And 6 because the rule is to add 1 to whatever we add into the machine. Okay? So 8, if we put 8 in, and it's going to add 1 more, how many is going to come out of the machine? 9. Good job. Now, if we had 9 into the machine, and we add, and when it comes out, there's 1 more, how many is going to come out? 10. Good job. All right, try to do the last one by yourselves. Pause the video if you want to. And let's see if you got it right. Ready? 8. Good job. So, we'll look at number 2 with the little girl robot with the flower on her hair. So the rule is add 2. So everything that you put in, you're going to add 2 more, and then that's what's going to come out. Okay, so once again, if it has 4, that means 2 more is going to come out. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Good job. 6 plus 2 is 8. Okay. 1 more. 8 plus 2 is 10. Okay. So this is your math homework for today, is this page. And this page. Okay. So remember, all you're doing is pay attention to the number that's coming in, and then the number that's coming, and then the number that the rule we have to add by. Okay? I hope that makes sense. As always, be safe, be kind, wash your hands. See you tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.